welcome back to Metal Band's Chronicles, where metal lives. That's right, and this is the episode everybody has been anticipating and waiting for. Part 3 of my top 30 albums when it pertains to metal for 2020. So without further ado, we're going to get right into it. We're going to go 1 to 10. 10 to 1. Excuse me there. Now, little spoiler alert. There's a tie in this. And you'll find out where it's at once we go through the list. Because I couldn't leave this album out. It's that freaking good. Anyways, without further ado, let's start off with number 10. Definitely one of the biggest albums when it pertains to traditional heavy metal from a legendary act. I'm talking about US power metal band fronted by John Bush. Of course, I'm talking about Armored Saint. Oh my God, is this a good album? That's right. Punching the Sky. Yes, this album's tremendous. Lots of great hooks on here, lots of great riffs, melodies, song structures. End of the Attention Span's a great track. There's other great tracks on here like Giants. Yeah, just a lot of great tracks. Traditional heavy metal, what more can I say? Gets better and better with each lesson. Tremendous album by Armored Saint, in my opinion, and John Bush still sounds amazing on vocals. Now we're into number 9. Got some thrash metal here. You know what? This is a really good thrash metal album. I'm getting more enjoyment out of this too as I listen to it. I'm talking about Havoc 5. Very good stuff right here. I'm talking really good stuff right here, Yeah, you got thrash, you got mid-paced tracks, and you got some melodic tracks. The last track on here is phenomenal. I apologize. It's very hard to read these freaking song titles. I'm not the greatest at always remembering song titles when it pertains to certain bands. I apologize. But anyways, the last track on here is phenomenal. It's freaking awesome. But yes, that's another great album. Now, we got another legacy band kind of making a return. This band don't have a lot of albums out, but this band has been around since the late 70s. I'm talking about Bungle. That's right, with their comeback album, Forever Black. Coming in at number 8. Very good album. Very good album, You would swear this came out in the 80s. That's how damn good it is, Of course, you got the unique vocals, you got the doomy riffs, traditional heavy metal type of riffing on here, very, very strong, good comeback album. First album in 29 years, if I'm right, by this legendary band. This is only their 5th studio album, so not a big discography, so it's definitely special when a band like this comes back with new material, and stays true to their roots too, by the way. Up next, oh yeah, another awesome thrash metal album for 2020, in my opinion. I gotta be honest, I kind of lost touch with this band after their 3rd album, but I heard a couple tracks on YouTube and it made me want to buy this. And I saw a lot of great reviews for it, so I'm talking about Weapons of Tomorrow by Warbringer. I believe this is their 7th studio album. This thing's very good. There's a lot of great catchy riffs on here. You got some melody on here. You got a track on here that's kind of like a Welcome Home Sanitarium type of track, Just really, really solid thrash metal, in my opinion. Just great stuff. You even get a bit of black metal on here. There's a bit of a black metal influence on this album, too, with blast beats and tremolo picking. But, it's still a damn good album. So yeah, that comes in at number 7. Coming in at number 6. Now this band put out 2 albums in 2020. This album, I believe, came out in late June or early July. I kind of forget. But I'm talking about Haunt with Flashbacks. Some great writing on this album. Trevor William Church does it again, man. Everything this guy puts out is freaking gold in my opinion. I'm telling you. I still got to check out his Beastmaker stuff, that he does. But I'll tell you what, every Haunt release is just phenomenal. Again, continues in the style of Mind Freeze, with the keyboards, but it makes for a majestic listen. Very good traditional heavy metal in the style of Angel Witch, maybe early Dawkins, really good. I really enjoy this album. Okay, we're into the top 5, but here is where the tie is at. It's at number 5. I couldn't break it. I mean, I tried, and I just couldn't do it. So we got a tie for number 5. That's right. We got Hellripper with The Affair of the Poisons. Ripping blackened speed metal in the style of Metallica's Kill 'Em All, early Bathory, some Motorhead thrown in for measures, a little bit of black metal on the final track on here. This album smokes. It's a very short album, it's roughly a half hour, but boy is this good stuff. And it's tied with this one right here, Celebration Decay by Vicious Rumors. Very good album in my opinion. I could not break these two. So they're tied for number 5. Yes. This had some crushing riffs. Skull crushing riffs. Great vocals, just solid American traditional heavy metal, power metal, a little bit of thrash metal thrown in. Yes. Yeah, some crunchy ass stuff. Yes, these two are tied for number 5. And that's the way it goes. Now coming in at number 4, another legacy act making their comeback. First album in 19 freaking years. Yes. I'm talking about the new Blue Oyster Cult. Coming in at number 4, The Symbol Remains. Very good album. I gotta be honest, going into this album, I wasn't expecting much. But I did like the 2 singles, that were released prior, so, I figured, what, I'm gonna buy this. Not disappointed at all. This album's very memorable. It's got some catchy songs on it. I'm telling you, man. Excellent stuff here. Like Box in My Head, that track should have been a freaking hit. That song just sticks in your damn head. At first I didn't like it, but the more I listened to it, I'm like, hey man, this song's pretty damn good. It's real catchy. Just freaking cool stuff. Edge of the World's a great track. Tainted Blood is amazing. And, which track is it on here? Stand and Fight. Stand and Fight has to be the heaviest song they've ever done. It sounds like a fucking Metallica track, to be honest. Very good album, strong comeback. That's why it's at number 4, man. Coming in at number 3, to me, the best thrash metal album of 2020. If I was just doing strictly thrash metal, it would be number 1. But it's coming in at number 3 since, we got a bit of a mixed bag here. Or maybe it would be number 2, actually, now the more I think about it. Because of what's coming up for number 2. Anyways, Titans of Creation by Testament. Very good album. Heavy album. Even has some black metal in here, too. For measures. Just a really good album. World War III is a tremendous track. Dream Deceiver's freaking great. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff on here, man. That's my number 3. Titans of Creation by Testament. Okay. I wasn't expecting this one to be this high. Because to be honest, I wasn't really expecting much from this album until I heard that Scott Ian and Dave Lombardo were playing on this album and re-recording a demo that came out in 1986. Oh my god. The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny demo by Mr. Bungle. Holy cripe, is this good. This is excellent stuff right here, man. Some of the best guitar playing I've heard from Scott Ian in years. Definitely the thrashiest stuff he's done. Probably since State of Euphoria. Or Among the Living, to be honest. Or even those two SOD albums, Bigger Than the Devil and Speak English or Die. Which ironically, they cover Speak English or Die on here and call it Speak Spanish or Die from SOD. Interesting. Very good album. Oh my god, this is excellent. And quintessentially, it's a demo. Re-recorded here in 2020. But I'll tell you what, I couldn't throw this off the list. It's that good. I've listened to this album quite a few times in a row since getting it yesterday. I wasn't even expecting this to be in my list at first. But it's that damn good, it had to be in my list. And goodness, is the riffs on here good. Okay. Number 1. There's an album I haven't mentioned yet for number 1. That's right. And it's 6 Feet Under's Nightmare of the Decomposed. Oh my god, what a great album. Bullshit. I mean, whoa, wrong fucking album. Shit, I thought we were doing a top list for the worst albums of 2020. No, the one album we haven't mentioned yet, and it has to be number 1. It has to be number 1. This has to be the biggest comeback of the year. Because we didn't even think this comeback was possible at first. You know? Especially with what went down with this band. I'm talking about, at number 1, AC/DC's Power Up. There's a reason why this is at number 1. Yes, sonically, it's not as technical and thrashy as a lot of the stuff in my list, or, you know. But it's AC/DC. It's freaking AC/DC. You know what you're going to get with AC/DC. And Brian Johnson, Cliff Williams, and Phil Rudd are back in the band. They were out of the band, man. You know, Brian Johnson almost lost his hearing. You know, Phil Rudd got in some legal troubles. Cliff Williams retired. But they came back to make this great album. Power Up. This is a strong album, too. And Brian Johnson sounds phenomenal. Angus Young is still dishing out the great riffs. You know, man, I can't say enough about this album. Great comeback. Great comeback. And I'll tell you what, this really makes up for 2020. Because we all know how bad 2020 was. And this is what we needed for 2020. It's a comeback album from AC/DC. And we got it in the form of Power Up. Yes, number 1. You know. And that's my list for 2020. Like I said, we have a tie. You know. You know what? Before we end this video, I finally acquired the Iron Maiden Trooper beer. How about it? Yes, found it at my beer store today. Or distribution, and, you know, I was in there looking to see if they had the Megadeth beer, a Totally Moan, and the Metallica beer, Enter Light. They didn't have those, but they did have the Trooper. So you know what we're going to do? I have not tried this. Strangely, I have not tried this. So right now, before we end this video, the final video of 2020, by the way, toast to everybody out there. You know, everybody who's subbed to the channel, who loves the channel, who supports the channel, all the new subscribers. Yes, man, we're up to 260 subs already. So we have earned 30 subs here in the month of December. Let's definitely keep increasing that for 2021 because we got cool stuff coming. But anyways, without further ado, let's try this beer. That's pretty good. It's got like a lager taste to it. Hey, that's not bad. Some good beer. That's our Maiden the Trooper right there. Anyways, final video of 2020. Happy New Year to all. And we will be back for 2021 on Metal Bed's Chronicles.